Okay, so if you're seeing this, that means you probably happen to already be subscribed to 98 Perspective. And it's been a long time since we've posted anything on there. Maddie, if you're watching this, then hi. She was the co host of the original podcast that was on this channel, but it's been a long time. And something I've needed in my life is kind of like a place to consolidate my thoughts, and that's kind of what I want to use this space for. So I don't have any big plans. This is kind of right in the way, isn't it? Huh? Sorry, I just thought it was cute. I put you over here. I just want a place to consolidate my thoughts and kind of talk about the things that are going on in my life. And what I plan to do is kind of sit down once a week and film one of these so that I can look back and see how I was thinking. It's kind of like a diary, but I'm too lazy to sit down and write. So this is like my lazy way of trying to do that. And if someone ends up seeing this, I guess it will give you an insight onto somebody who's born in 1999 trying to navigate the world as a human being right now. And I don't plan on saying anything in particular about politics or anything really. I'm just kind of a guy who absorbs a lot of information and tries his best to be a good person, I guess. And in the future, I think this will serve as some kind of cool insight into what someone around my age and this time in life is kind of going through and thinking, because there's a lot of people my age that are really struggling to find work and be successful, and they're worried about how life is going to turn out, including me. So I just want somewhere to dump my thoughts, and I don't expect anybody to watch this really. I'm going to do a lot of like very minimal editing unless I have super long breaks to consolidate my thoughts. So I just got that red 40 stare for 20 seconds. I'll cut that out or something. But my main plan is to just try and have some consistency in my life again. I am simultaneously more stressed than I think I've ever been, more happy than I've ever been, and more broke than I've ever been, which is insane, and busy. So I think I'm in a very critical point in my life, and I'd like to be able to come back and kind of look at how I was feeling and the decisions I made and why I made them. Because I have a pretty shit memory, honestly. So I think this will be an interesting way to kind of look back on all of it. So I guess right now, what I'm at is for the last couple of years, I've been working. Geez, for the last couple of years, I've been working for a man named Austin Eli. He has been my mentor for a long time now, a couple of years, and recently there's just been less work from him, and he was kind of my main source of income for a long time. And as things have gotten more expensive and I've been worse and worse with money, things have gotten more difficult, and he ended up kind of not needing as much of my help anymore, and so I had to try and find other means of making money. So currently I work for another media company as a video editor, doing weddings and whatever they need 3 days a week, about 24 hours a week, so like a part-time job, and doing my own other ventures. Like I work for a YouTube channel named Excalibur Rings, and I make their content, edit and upload it. I'm kind of like their whole social media and videographer package. And all the work is somewhat consistent, somewhat inconsistent on those ends. And then I get whatever random jobs I can get here and there. And those kinds of things, they are just barely keeping my head above water because of some of the poor financial decisions I made in my life. I have a lot of debt because when you're 18, getting a credit card sounds like a good idea, and you have a lot more disposable income, honestly. Like, the jobs that I had back then kind of weren't going to anything. They were going to fun, and a credit card is just more fun money, and then it's easier to pay off because you can choose the fun money instead of worrying about how you're going to pay other bills and the credit card off. And I spent a lot of fun money, unfortunately. So, yeah. So I'm at a point right now where I'm spending more on my debt every month than I am on my rent, which is over half my income. I know you're supposed to have, like, you're supposed to make, like, what, a third of your income is supposed to go to rent, or that's like what like leasers or renters want, I guess. But half my income goes to rent, and the other half goes to debt, and I scavenge whatever I can to pay for everything else. So, and that can be stressful, you know. I'm not complaining. I did it to myself, and I'm looking for ways to get out of it and to try and make more money. But it's all about balancing too, you know. I'm already all over the place. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, right now my life is in a spot where I'm consistently working for myself and doing fairly well in certain terms, but it feels like I'm still just barely scraping by because of the poor decisions I made, and I feel like I cannot be fully alone in that. And people in my age group, at least. Seems like all my peers are doing better, though. They're not in debt like I am, so maybe I'm wrong. But I feel like I fell into the financial trap that America kind of puts people into. And that's my fault, you know. But trying to get out is a whole other deal. Especially when, like, you're trying to pay rent and pay off other things. Anyway. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm working a couple of different editing jobs and trying to simultaneously start my own company, Gridhouse Media. We're at the point right now where we just kind of make music videos, but we also made a corporate style video to try and, like, boost our portfolio, get, like, a portfolio piece so that we can pitch it to other companies. And hopefully that'll be something that we can branch into, because that's, like, where you make real money, right? With me and a few of my peers, my friends down here in Phoenix. So yeah, for the moment, right now, I have a big music video that I just got done directing called Kill the Flame. I kind of forgot the name for a second. By CZYK. And the timeline got pushed up on that, so currently I have a big project that I'm procrastinating right now to film this video, that's supposed to be done tonight, another project that's supposed to be done by Thursday, and that which is supposed to be done by Sunday, on top of the mountain of other things that I'm supposed to be doing, and my jobs. So we'll see how this turns out. If I make it to next week. Because by the time next week rolls around, I'll have supposed to have had. I'll have supposed to have had. I don't know if that's a sentence. I'm supposed to have a Fame video done, YouTube video, Excalibur Rings videos done, Without a Trace done, and this Thursday I'm supposed to work on Ollie Slade's short film. That's probably not going to happen. Shit. But anyway, y'all kind of get the point. Hopefully I get the point, because I'm not really expecting anyone to see this. I mostly want to have something to look back on, and hopefully in a couple years this will be a cool insight into where I was at, because, like, already right now I look back at Snap memories and you get these little glimpses of, like, what was going on, and I can kind of remember, oh, this is what was happening at that time, this is how I was feeling, but I don't have a solid concrete proof of, like, what I was doing, what I was feeling. And I'm a narcissist, so I'd love to just look back at myself on camera, on screen, for 10 minutes at a time over the years. But But anyway, that's where this is kind of going. The YouTube channel right now is called 98 Perspective. If you're seeing this around when it goes up, I doubt anyone's going to see it, but hopefully it'll be renamed to 99 Perspective, because the original idea was that Maddie Lawrence was born in 1998 and I was born in 1999. I was like, a 98 perspective. It's like the perspective of people who were born in 1998. I mean, I was just LARPing at that point, but it was supposed to be that. It was supposed to be the perspective of people born at that time. And even looking back on those now, it's really interesting to seeing like what our struggles were and like what the things that we were worried about were, and they're so much different than what they are now. So this is kind of like the culmination of all of that for me to want to be doing this, because it does seem like something that I'd like to understand about myself. Cool. Yeah. I guess that's it for this week. Give you a little update about how all those projects went next week.